Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's a new month and it's time to do a new fancy face. So today I've done Little Dead Riding Hood and this is my first video using special effects. And I've had such a blast doing this. This has been so much fun. I have done one practice cut before this video on my arm, which I did post on my Instagram, but other than that, I haven't used full-on special effects before. So this has been all new for me, but so much fun. And I just can't wait to show you this video, so let's get into it.
To start off, I'm using a red lip liner pencil to draw out the woof scratch and the woof bite. Now I'm taking my liquid latex with a sponge and dabbing this on the areas where I drew the scratch and the bite. Now we need to build this up in layers, so each layer is going to be patted down, and then as it starts to dry you'll notice it'll go clear, and once this goes clear you know you're ready to put your next layer on. And I did this approximately 5 to 8 times, and then this just builds up a good thickness ready for the next step. Yet again, my stick foundation always looks yellow on camera for some reason. Anyway, I was going to cut my latex first, but I found it a lot easier to put my foundation on. So I'm just applying a stick foundation and then sealing it with powder. Yay, the fun part. So to cut the latex, I'm using a small pair of scissors. They're not too sharp on the end, but I recommend that you don't use scissors or anything too sharp because it's really easy to nick your own skin when you're trying to feel where the latex is. So don't do what I did, but what I did was lazy because I just wanted it to be the fastest way possible. I have used a toothpick before to pierce the latex and then cut it, which is a safer way to do it, but yeah, don't do what I do. I'm sure Little Red Riding Hood still had good eyebrows, so fill them in too. Time to add blush and highlight. I've chosen to do these quite extreme because once we have all the blood and everything on our face, it is going to wash out a little bit. This is the same process for the bite mark, but this is just a lot easier as we're just cutting in one straight line.
They say you're only young ones, but we live for, we die for, we live for forever. They say you're only young ones, but we live for, we live for, we live for forever.
Prime your eyelids. For the brow bone, I'm using a white eyeshadow and also a light brown eyeshadow in the crease.
You at the hideout where we can dream again. I'll tell you all my secrets.
For the lid, I'm using a light pink shimmery eyeshadow. Now it was only at this point that I decided to put my contact in. So I'm now going to do my eyes at 2 different styles. One being the scratched zombie side and the other being the glamorous smoky eye. To complete the glamorous side, I'm tightlining my eye with black gel eyeliner and then finishing it off with a nice big lash. To start the mouth, I'm going around the outside with black and red eyeshadow, and this is to give a look of irritation and bruising. For the scratches, I'm going inside the scratch with red eyeshadow, then using red eyeshadow to shade on the outside, and then going back in with black eyeshadow inside the scratches to give them a bit of dimension.
I'll meet you at the airport. You know that we can touch the sky. Dancing in the aisles. We're skating on clouds of fire. The kids are all dying. We're dying to believe again. Run through the open streets.
I'm now repeating this process back down where the bite is and going inside the wounds with the red eyeshadow.
See the heavens clearer. I could change your mind. We know where we came from.
Red lipstick for our Little Red Riding Hood.
The dreamers are all here. We could change your
Back to our zombie eye. Now I've already tightlined with white eyeliner and I'm now going back in with some orange eyeshadow to make it look a little bit irritated and a bit creepy. To fill in the wounds of the bite and the scratch, I'm using scab blood with a small eyeliner pencil and going in where we cut the holes in the latex. Now it's time to add the liquid blood. I'm just using a cotton tip and placing this over where the blood would be naturally. So just experiment a little bit. As you can see, some of it may run down too far, so you can rub it, but beware, this blood stains really bad. I'm now using my textured sponge to just spread out some of the blood and put a bit of texture on the skin. Because this liquid blood is so runny, when you do the scratches on the side of your face, just make sure you tilt your face back so it does actually go into the actual scratch. I found if I was leaning too far forward, it would just drip down straight away. This will just give a more realistic look.
And that's the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for my next fancy face, please comment below, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.